So here I have my Wacko. It's a very fun game, Bally Midway, I think 1983, where you control Cosmic Cruiser and you use a trackball to move around, and then you shoot either with the left or right joystick in 4 directions to fire the enemies and match them in pairs, as you can see in the demonstration here. So it runs pretty well. The monitor could use a little work, but what I want to work on in this video is the trackball. So right now, it doesn't move too freely. It kind of just stops. And that's because the rollers are pretty worn down. So I got a rebuild kit and I got a new trackball. So let's install them. All right, so here is the control panel. This is the kit with the bearings and new rollers I got from, I believe, Arcade Adventures. I also got a new trackball. I think it's 4 inches or 3.5 inches, black. It will replace this one. I believe there are, how many rollers in there? 3. And they all need to be replaced, and all the bearings need to be replaced. So I'm going to take this apart and see if I can do that. So you can see the areas of wear on these rollers. It's pretty severe here, here, and here. And this is the one with the cuff on it, so they're trying to make up for these areas of wear, so the trackball didn't wiggle around like crazy. It still has worn down a bit. As you can see, even the cuff has gotten a lot of wear on it. So replacing these rollers will really help make the trackball more responsive, easier to roll. Replacing the bearings will make it smoother, though these are fairly smooth, so it's not as much of the problem as the actual rollers are. So let me get these apart. So there it is. It's very industrial. Ugh, stuff just fell out. Very industrial made trackball. So I think I should be able to get these out after I take off this plate that holds the trackball in. And then I can get these parts off. As long as I label them correctly, I should be able to put those back on pretty easily. And I think I'm going to give this a good cleaning too. So once I get this off, I'll clean this and clean the plate. It's pretty greasy under here, so I'm definitely going to clean this up. I'll use some Simple Green and then get this all back together. So I got these parts cleaned up and let them dry overnight. Just use some Simple Green. And now I'll take this apart. One thing I noticed, and they come in the kit, is some of them are locked on with these sort of C locks that go around the end there. So I have to remove that. Well, actually, I don't have to remove this. I have to put one on the other one because this is all garbage now. So there's probably some specific method you're supposed to do with this type of a locking mechanism here, but I just used pliers, pulled it apart, pushed it on, and there it's locked in. All right, so that's spins nice and smooth. Now I just have to apply this, which doesn't go any specific way as long as it is like that. I just want to make sure it's nice and even and it's not bent. No, that's good. So it's just a little frustrating because I think my hex key size is just a little too small to tighten these. So I may have to find another hex key set and try that again. But I think I'm good with putting the roller on. I'll add the other one now. This one over here is sort of the dummy roller. It doesn't attach to any optic reader. So I'll add this one next. All right, and there's roller number 2, 1 and 2 there. So just have to work on this last one. So I think I was given the wrong information on this sleeve or cuff here. Without it, the trackball sits too low and doesn't spin very well. So I added it from the old roller and it works a lot better. So I think that it is needed. It's too bad that it doesn't come with the kit from Arcade Adventures. But for now, I think I'm just going to add it. Maybe I will sand it down a little bit where the rust is so that that doesn't get on the trackball. Until someone makes one, though, I think this is the best I can do. And I think the other rollers being replaced and the bearings all being replaced does a nice job for this. So hopefully this will work pretty well for now. So I'm just using really fine sandpaper, and I just put it on the old roller and just to smooth out the rust right around the area where the trackball rolls. So I just also polished it up on the bench grinder, so it is nice and smooth now. So my idea here is to actually offset the roller a little bit. Maybe I'll try to get this area to actually sit in the middle. What really slows it down, I think, is when it has a lot of surface area that it touches the trackball. So having a smaller point of the sleeve hit the trackball is actually going to be better until it wears that down. New trackball. Oh yeah, that is the smoothest it's ever been. So let me just make sure everything's tight, and then I'll start putting it back together. So they have these little viewing holes here, so you can peek in and see how the optic lines up with the wheel. And those are all lining up pretty well right now. So the only other thing I want to do is go through the joysticks and just make sure that they're aligned properly, that it's about the same travel to hit each switch. Yeah, and then I'll put it back in the cabinet. So the reason why I don't take these apart is these old Midway joysticks, the rubber gasket is actually fused to the metal of the sticks. So taking that off, you have to break the rubber, and then you have to get the metal center of that unfused from the stick, and it's just a mess. So I just took it apart, took it off and cleaned where the dust washer is and put it back together, and then adjusted these switches. If someone makes new reproduction sticks, that would make it a little easier. I wouldn't feel like I'm risking anything by taking these apart, but as it is, I just don't want to risk it. All right, so the control panel is back in. Let's give this a shot. It's so much easier. I can be so much more accurate now. And I can move much faster. I can probably take corners much faster. And the joysticks are more responsive now that I tighten the switches. There's a little cosmic cruiser going fast. It's so much better to play now than it was before. This makes a huge difference. It feels like a real trackball, like one I might use on my computer. Well, there you have it. New rollers, new bearings, new trackball. Works great. All right, thanks for watching.